Hey everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson and we've got an exciting show for you this week. We're going to start out by hitting the ice with walleye pro Mark Martin on one of his ice fishing vacation schools that happened in the northern lower on Burt Lake, and something special happened there. Some of our nation's veterans tagged along on that trip too. You won't want to miss that. Speaking of walleye fishing, we'll also show you how to paint up your own walleye jigs for that spring river fishing season that's coming up pretty quick. Before we get to that though, Jimmy and Jordan have some other fun in store for us.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have one more thing on this week's show. Our own Jordan Brown was out recently doing a little squirrel hunting. Now, that's something we try to do every year here on the television program, and they had one heck of a day in the woods. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse. Offering a variety of meat products, Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 and M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen. By Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Tri-City Equipment Rental, a distributor of Willcraft ice fishing machines, an easy and safe way to ice fish. Test drive appointments and more information on the web, tricityequipmentrental.com, serving Michigan residents since 1953.
Michigan-based Vanguard has manufactured optics, hunting packs, and accessories for over 30 years. Discover all of our most recent innovations at vanguardworld.us.
When Mark Martin realized his ice fishing vacation school couldn't happen on Saginaw Bay's unsafe ice last week, he moved the school to Burt Lake and called his friends at Brave Hearts Estate in Pellston to see if they would like to be involved. The estate is an 8,000 square foot home on 238 acres and serves as a retreat destination for our veterans and their families.
It's just a place we want veterans to have a place to call home, have some camaraderie with other veterans, a place where they can reconnect so that they know, there's somebody outside of their home that if they have problems or need just somebody to talk to, hopefully they make that connection while they're here. They bring their families and just a place to sit on the porch and enjoy the views or go into town or, just hang out and relax. They have to be 30% disabled or more or have seen combat. And they sign up through Operation Injured Soldiers. And then they're eligible for all the events, not only for here, but downstate as well.
Cool.
So,
Does it cost anything?
free. We supply breakfast and dinner, and they don't have to pay for anything.
5 veterans joined Mark Martin here, along with many other students and pro staff. The school starts with a class discussion, introduction to gear, ice safety, and tricks of the trade for fishing a new body of water. The next morning, the group was headed out on Burt Lake.
We're blessed to have people like this that put their life on the line so we can have the quality of life that we have and enjoy. And I can't say enough about them. So if you can give back a little bit to these soldiers and make a difference not only in your life, but you're going to make a difference in their life. So this is what we're doing up here. We're making a difference in all of our lives. So that's what I'm here doing. Fishing's a byproduct.
We are in the north end of Burt Lake. We're out, there's a small hole. There's all kinds of structure up here, and we're, Dan and I and Matt are trying to set up in a small hole. And Dan fished here yesterday, had some fair success, so we're going to try it again today.
We found some fish right here, but we just got to get them to open up their mouths. They got a little bit of a lockjaw right now. This is a magic lure yesterday, just a little slab wrap. It's got a little rattle in it. We tipped the front hook with a minnow head, and the perch and walleye were gobbling that. So we're going to give that a go right now. Wrap right now. Let's see. Let's jig them a little bit. Let's see. Whoop, there's a bite. Hey, there's one. Feels like a pretty decent fish. Let's see what we got. Feels more like a perch than a walleye. He's not fighting real hard.
Oh, I see him. He's a perch.
Whoa, look at him.
Sweet.
And there's that new lure he just put on. We changed the smorgasbord, and he come in and gobbled it. He'll taste pretty good in the fry pan. In fact, I have a brand new recipe for fish tacos, and I'm going to try it when I get home. Wonderful. There's more on the screen. I'm going to catch some more here in a minute.
Dan Zatarga and Pat Bentley here are part of Mark's pro staff and know their stuff when it comes to fishing. The group was spread out all over Burt Lake, with pro staff helping students to locate and catch fish.
Well, the bite seems to be on.
You got the right spot over here.
We got an X on the side of the ice. Oh, a smaller fish. Little guy. A tasty morsel.
We are headed down to go see some nice fish that some of the students caught and some of the pro staff. So, got some nice walleyes on the ice, I hear.
All right, let's do it. Pat didn't do much fishing today. He was assigned to taking me around the lake to check in with the rest of the crew. They were doing very well out here. Woo!
Nice.
Look at these.
Huh?
Holy smoke. That's awesome. What do you got
What
here?
do you got there, Jeff? All right.
Nice little walleye.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, there's been lots of fish caught. I'm impressed with the guys. They paid attention in the school in the classroom session, and they've had half a dozen of them come up to me and said, I'm glad you tapped me on the arm and said, listen to this part. Because that's what I caught all my fish on, and that's how I did it. So that makes joy to my heart, and it makes me happy that, you know, you're doing a nice thing like this, and you're giving all your secrets that are really need to be shared, and so people can enjoy it like I do, you know, and they are enjoying it. They're like little kids here, you know, and they're all grown-ups. So that's the cool thing about it. And as soon as you left me, one of the soldiers caught a fish right over there.
Veteran Rick Bloss was the one who caught this tagged walleye, and his son showed it off for the camera. A pretty neat catch for sure. I caught up with Rick to hear about his experience in the ice fishing school. Very good. So what do you think so far?
It's awesome, and I've learned a lot since I've been out here, stuff I never even knew. And I've been fishing for 50 years, but never nothing like this.
The fishing action here on Burt Lake was good for certain, but rumbling bellies and the thought of a grilled shore lunch brought most everyone out of their shanties to meet up for some burgers and brats. The good folks from Bravehearts Estate provided this awesome feast for the crew and even hauled a grill down to the lake for the occasion. In true fashion, though, Mark was ready to get back at it right away.
The fishing is good, and so I'm looking for even more fish to be caught this afternoon, so maybe have to come out and see what we can do.
Sit with you after lunch. And
that sounds good.
All right, cool.
All right. Don't want to get caught on the edge here. Let's see where. There he. Oh yeah,
there he is. That's a nice one.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
There we go. Just kept pounding that wrapless slab wrap right there into the bottom. He come up. That's the second one that did that today. He's still got kind of a little bit of mud right on his tail.
Yeah. Let me see that.
Had mud right there. He was down there just pounding, and all of a sudden I picked it up and he was there. So cool. Yeah, that's another nice Burt Lake walleye. Ice fishing vacation school started 28 years ago. Everybody thinks that I started it. I kind of was involved in it. It started in Minnesota with Al Linder and Gary Roach back on Lake Winnebagosh. We would take out media and we would take out our sponsors because we'd show them how their products really work so they could make their products better. And the media would be there to see how we used the product so they could take back and show their audiences, you know, how to use this stuff. So we got talking with the media and they said it'd be a better story if you took general people out and showed them what you guys are doing with this product and make them a better fisherman by the end of and call it a school. What do we got?
Nice.
Hey,
See?
you were just over there.
Your bait works, your technique.
It works.
I started popping the bottom for a bit, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh, pressure. Set the hook, and there he was. Fish tacos. I just need bigger tortillas than you for this morning.
We can cut them in smaller pieces. Nice.
Good
Congratulations.
job. Nice fish.
Burt Lake walleye. As Matt was learning and as Pat Bentley already knows, fishing with Mark is a fun experience. It's also a good lesson of what makes a successful angler.
And when I started at the school, not on pro staff, but as a student, it was a lot of fun. I came thinking, all right, I'm going to fish with this great walleye pro, and I'm going to learn. There's one big secret that he knows that I'm going to learn at the school. And after about a day and a half, I realized there wasn't one big thing. It was just a series of hundreds of little things. You know, how you tie your knots and the size of your swivels and the type of line and the pound test of the line. What's real rewarding now is I take my kids, and that learning curve is gone for them. They start right out with, you know, a good fluorocarbon leader and small snaps and big lures when they need big and small when they need small, and they both just love ice fishing, so that's been a lot of fun too. We're gonna go see Mike Schneider. He's hooked up on a big brown trout. He's been fighting it for about 20 minutes. He's only about a half mile from us, so we're gonna run over and see if we can help him land that big, beautiful fish. You landed him? Oh, you got him right here?
Yeah.
You need a hand or you got him?
No, I got him.
Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking that's a brown.
Oh my. That is gorgeous.
Unbelievable. This has been 20 minutes of battle with this fish. Let me step out. Oh.
Okay. How did that happen?
That was the dead stick with a minnow on it, and I looked in the hole and I saw him going for it. I can see I'm only in 12 feet of water. I was jigging with a slab wrap, and this was my dead stick with a minnow, and I looked through the hole and I saw the fish go by my slab wrap and go to the other rod, and I stepped over there and looked down and he grabbed it right while I watched him do it. It was,
wow, 20-minute fight?
yes. I don't know what he is, 25, 28 inches?
Mike's fish taped out at 27 inches. What a great way to end the day. Mark Martin and Brave Hearts Estate are doing a wonderful thing here, honoring our nation's soldiers, teaching them some new ice fishing techniques, and putting smiles on their faces. Where we come from, that's a win in everyone's book, right here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
For our next segment on this week's show, I was able to spend some time in southern Michigan to cover an annual squirrel hunt designed to not only get kids involved in the outdoors, but also to give back to the local athletic programs.
All right, we're out here in Byron, Michigan. We are hunting for the Byron Sports Boosters fundraiser. It's a squirrel tournament they put on every year here. We got a couple of youth out here. We got Karsten and Troy, a couple 13-year-old kids that avid outdoorsmen, trying to get them a few squirrels for the tournament for a good cause, and hopefully have a little fun and beat the cold weather and get a couple squirrels out of it. Yep.
Well, we come along and Nico brought it around the tree and it's right there and we shot it.
Well, it didn't take us long to find our first squirrel. With calm and clear conditions to start the morning, we were hopeful that we would be able to get most of our squirrels in the first couple of hours.
You can go get it.
There you go.
What's that? That's all black.
Good shot, buddy. Those are the ones you want. Those are fat ones.
Yeah.
Fox squirrels are way bigger.
Well, me and Nico were walking down the tree line, and Troy was in the woods. We heard him yell squirrel, so we come walking in, and I had an open shot, and so pretty much good size slack squirrel. So.
Well, I've been doing the Sports Boosters hunt for the past 3 years, ever since it started. I've been hunting with Troy and Karsten since they're both just little kids. I pretty much, anytime I can get outdoors, I want to be able to take the kids out with me. It's all about getting the next generation, and that's what's really fun about this particular tournament is it's a perfect way to get the kids out there. Being a fundraiser, I'm not worried about winning anything. I just want to get them out in the woods. And these two kids are two people that are in love with the outdoors, love to be out there as much as they possibly can, and they're fun to be around, safe kids. And I think it's just all around good for them to be out there all the time. So this tournament, like I said, being a small game tournament, perfect for the kids. They can get out, move around, make some noise. Unlike whitetail hunting or anything like that, where you got to sit down and be quiet all the time, kind of just worry about scent and things of that nature. You just get to go out there, teach them hunter safety, proper way to carry a gun, unload and load your weapon, and quickly, humanely take out an animal without a whole lot of pressure on them.
Yep.
Dead now. I got him. Well, we started out pretty slow and then we caught up. Got like 3 within like 30 minutes. Then they slowed down again. We just shot 2 within 5 minutes of each other. And we were actually going after one, another gray squirrel across the creek, and then heard the other guy that was with us yelling. So I went over there with him, and this squirrel was up in the tree, and I shot it 3 times before I finally hit it. It fell down, so.
With the wind picking up, the squirrels were getting harder and harder to find, but the boys were determined to get their limit before the end of the day.
All right, it's about getting close to noon now, halfway through our hunt. The kids are doing pretty good. It's starting off a little slow, but we've worked our way up to 6 so far. I think we're 100% on our shots. Can't really complain with it. Sun's coming up. Finding out the squirrels are really hugging towards the trees and towards the corn. And they're holding pretty tight, so if we can get on them, the kids are making pretty good shots, and it's turned out to be a pretty good hunt. Need a few more to get these guys their limit.
Yeah. You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Got them both. We were just walking this tree line on this cornfield again, and we come up on this tree, and Nico seen the one, and we started getting set up for that one. We see another one at the top, so we finally got set up, and I shot the bottom one first, and the top one didn't move, so we shot the top one too, and both fell. So we got 2 nice-sized fox squirrels.
So we went out today knowing that it's going to be a pretty chilly day. The morning definitely was going to be slow. We were aware of that just because the temperatures were in single digits this morning. But as the sun came out, right around 9 o'clock, the squirrels started moving. We started really getting into them pretty good, hot and heavy. And then right around noonish, the wind picked up, the sun started to go behind the clouds some more, and the squirrels started denning back up, going back to their nest, slowed us back down. But managed to scrape out 9 and a little red squirrel, and can't really complain when you get to get kids like that out and get 9 squirrels.
After a successful day in the field, we headed back to the Eagles Club to weigh in our squirrels and see how everyone else had done.
All right, well, we started a fishing tournament about 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, and the ice was pretty shaky, so we decided that we'd probably end up doing a squirrel hunt. So we started a squirrel hunt 2 years ago, and this is our 3rd annual squirrel hunt. We organized the squirrel hunt so that we could fund some of the programs, the athletic programs at Byron. And over the last couple of years, I'd say about the last 6 years, we've probably donated back about $100,000 to the athletic programs between some golf outings and the squirrel hunt and some fishing tournaments. And today we're going to have raffles. We're going to have probably about 30 teams coming in with squirrels, but we'll have raffles, and we have soup and salad and enough for a couple hundred people. So we have 2-man teams, and those 2-man teams bring in their limit of squirrels, and it's the maximum weight of a 10 squirrel limit. You can have red squirrels, fox squirrels, or gray squirrels. You'd probably be best if you could get 10 fox squirrels, but all the squirrels count. And the 2 grand prizes are 2 10-22 rifles from Ruger, and then there's a bunch of other prizes like pop-up blinds and seats and Arctic coolers and all sorts of other prizes.
Events that get kids involved in the outdoors are great, and when the proceeds from that event go to help kids in the community, that's even better. Special thanks to Nico, Troy, Karsten, and everyone else involved in this event. for letting me tag along on a great day here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
On last week's show, we stopped in with good friend Franz Neruda to show you how to tie up your own stinger hooks for walleye fishing. And this week, we're going to do the second step in that stage, and that's painting up your own jig heads.
Okay, well, what we're going to do now is we're going to paint some jigs. And what I've got is I've got them in the oven right now. I got them at 375 degrees. I like to keep them in there, keep them warm. If I were just to do a solid color, I would take them right out of there, put them in the bath, you know, dip them in the paint, and I would just hang them and dry. I do a lot of, you know, like 2-color, and sometimes I even do 3-color jigs.
Franz will be painting up a 2-color jig today. The process is just a few steps long and not very complicated. It just takes a little patience. He uses an aerator to bubble his dry paint powder. Franz says aerating the paint makes it go a lot further and saves money, which is always a bonus.
If you're buying, you know, like ultra-minnow jigs in the bait shops and stuff like that, you're spending anywhere from $1 to $3. For me, this is very cost-effective. I'm retired, and if I don't do something, I'm gonna go stir crazy. So, and plus, I get a pretty good charge out of, you know, doing this and making up my own baits and stuff like that, and hooking a fish with them.
After all the jigs have been dipped in the base paint color and hung to dry, it's time to add the second color. Franz uses a heat gun to warm up each jig individually. He switches out the paint canisters on the aerator and gets his second color bubbling. Today he's painting up jigs to match his purple ice baits from Lunker City. In order to match the color pattern, he will carefully tap the paint onto the jig head with his paintbrush in only the area that he wants the purple color. Once the paint's on, he heats the jig on the heat gun one more time to lock it in.
You can see that the purple stops right there, and it stops back down the other side, and that would be just like a purple ice finesse bait. Jigging for walleyes here in Michigan has been just major here the last 4 or 5 years. We've been doing a little bit longer than that. We used to hand chug like they do down in Algonac with a silver, you know, like 1 ounce bait, and they put a minnow on the treble hook, and it was the same thing. And then we started doing this. We started out using round balls, minnow heads, you know, ultra minnow jigs. I feel give a little bit extra action to the lure. Oh, the final step now is what we're going to do is we're going to do the eyes. I've let these sit here and let these cool down. You can buy the eyes in sheets like I do. All right. You can buy them in different sizes. I feel this size right here works just fine for me. I'll take the jig like this. I'll take the hook, peel the eye up, grab my jig, push it down, flip it over.
Those will stay on in the water and everything.
Oh, they don't come off. Put it down, center it, take it like that, take my brush. The brush just rolls it around and sticks it. Hang it up and go to the next one. Is that purple pretty much lines up. It's about almost exactly the same color as the bait. And you got sparkle all the way down. Just looks a little bit bigger that way. And that's it.
Once Franz is out on the boat this spring, he'll slide on one of his stinger hooks he showed us how to make last week, and he'll be ready to fish.
You know, like I probably have about 75 cents into a bait, and I'm looking at, you know, for me, it's not so much the money, but the thing is that I really just enjoy doing this. Well, spring walleye season's almost here, and I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to go. If it happened tomorrow, the boat's ready.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you check us out online next time you get a chance. You can do it a couple of different ways on our website at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com or on our Facebook page at Michigan Out of Doors TV. We'll be on Facebook updating you on where we are and what we're up to. Speaking of what we're up to, coming up in the next couple of weeks, we did get out on Saginaw Bay in an airboat to try some ice fishing out there. You won't want to miss that story coming up in the next couple of weeks. And Jordan and I will be heading to the Upper Peninsula this weekend. We'll be checking out the UP 200 dog sled race, ice fest, some pike fishing, all kinds of fun stuff headed your way.
Well, that's right, Jenny. So much happening right now this time of the year, and it's hard to believe that next week is Outdoorama. That's right, our big Buck Night East is going to be happening at the Suburban Collection Showplace next week on the 23rd. That is always a ton of fun, and it's really cool to hear those stories and to see those racks in person. So if you get a chance, stop in at Novi and say hello. And the next night, actually on the 24th, I'm going to be speaking at the Res Life Wild Game Dinner. That's the biggest wild game dinner in the state. There's going to be about 4,000 people there. It is a ton of fun. reslife.org for more information. Lots of good stuff happening around the state. Make sure you're getting out there and enjoying it. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Showspan, producing consumer shows including Outdoorama February 23rd through 26th at Novi Suburban Showplace. The show features tackle, trips, boats, outfitters, and of course, Big Buck Night. That's Outdoorama February 23rd through the 26th. By the Michigan chapters of Safari Club International. For over 40 years, SCI has been protecting hunters' rights and promoting wildlife conservation here in Michigan and around the world. SCI chapter locations can be found on the web at firstformichigan.org. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses, Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man.